Hi people. We hope you're having an amazing day today. For us, it's a perfect day to binge All of Us Dead Season 1 all over again while patiently waiting for Season 2 to be released. The 2010s were crazy for many of us for many reasons. We believe that if we were to label the 2010s with one specific trait that captured the entire world, we would have serious difficulty in the decision-making process since the era was so intense that it's almost impossible to put it into one box. That being said, we believe the period has one single trait that almost everyone can relate to even though they had not participated in it. The Korean wave that gradually turned into a craze. With shows like Boys Over Flowers, the Korean dramas were already making headlines when we reached the 2010s. But since social media usage wasn't as top-notch before, only niche circles were participating in this particular craze. With the spread of social media, though, almost the entirety of the millennials and Gen Z were exposed to the Korean dramas in one way or another. People were either loving them or hating them so much that they couldn't stop talking about them. When K-pop also became a cultural commodity and even a political soft power and became a global hit, it only contributed to the success and popularity of Korean dramas. A decade has passed this way as we got to learn a lot about the Korean culture, their perspective on romance, and being a young person in Korea. Towards the end of the decade, though, despite the presence of K-pop idols as a global phenomenon still, the Korean dramas were gradually losing their mojo as the angsty slow burn romances were no longer attracting a large audience. While we were all preparing ourselves to leave the Korean craze behind as a dear memory, the most unexpected happened. Netflix released Squid Game in 2021 and revived the obsession with Korean dramas. Of course, Squid Game was nothing like the previous Korean drama series as it had a pretty dark premise with little to no romance. Instead, it had a deadly game of life and death while raising lots of ontological questions about the meaning of life and human nature. This dark atmosphere of the show has become the one that gripped the entire globe as the show has become the most watched Netflix show of all time. Since Netflix is a pretty smart platform, it lost no time in releasing a similar series in 2022 and continued to benefit from the Korean craze, this time for the dark drama series. All of Us Are Dead wasn't as successful as Squid Game perhaps, but it still proved that Squid Game wasn't an expectation and people were eating up anything dark, dystopian, and bloody these days. Many directions, settings, and scenes were intentionally produced to expand the story into an additional season, including the introduction of the new races of zombies, said the director of All of Us Are Dead, Lee Ji-yoo in a recent interview, and continued, "If the first season can be seen as having presented humanity's survival, the next season can talk about the survival of zombies. I hope to present viewers with another season. This means that the show is more than ready to release its second season and continue to impress us with its creative writing and endless plot twists. We expect the second season to be our New Year's gift by being released on January 2023. The trailer for the season is likely to be released around December 2022 to hype us up for the new season. Regarding the characters, we expect to see names such as An-jo, played by Park Jae-hoo, Soo-hook, played by Park Solomon, Ji-soo, played by Ji-hyuk, Ha-rai, played by Ha Seung-rai, Mi-jin, played by Lee Yoon-sam, and Hyo Kang, played by Kim Bo-yoon. What are your expectations from All of Us Are Dead Season 2? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Thank you for watching. See you soon.